I'll be back. Thank you, whoever that is. I just saw a new store. So I had to run in there real quick, y'all. Real quick. Happy Saturday. Hold on. Alright. I don't know what's wrong with this phone. What's wrong with this phone? If my legs look funny, it's because I got on sunscreen, y'all. Because it's that time of year. Okay? It's that time of year. And we put the sunscreen on when it's hot, when it's muggy, if it's just hot, period. You know, we need the protection from the UVA and the UVB. Happy Saturday to y'all. Happy stress-free, stress relief. Try to be worry-free Saturday if you can. Thank you to the person that left that thumbs up. I appreciate you. So we're going to do, it's Saturday. Listen, it's Saturday. We're not trying to stay on here for an hour. We're trying to get in like 30 minutes with you guys. We did our workout this morning. The other morning, like 2 mornings ago, we did our warm up and went into the cardio with you guys. So it's spring and it's already like high 80s. So it's going to be more indoor workouts with Ellie. More indoor cardio. Hi there. How you doing? Payare? Is that it? Payare? Parare. Is that not saying your name right? I hope so. Welcome into the chat. Thank you for saying hello. We're gonna do more indoor workouts. Well, more indoor walk and talks with Ellie. Cause y'all know I don't do my workouts on here. Cause for one, I'm organized, not organized. You know how you're imperfectly perfect. All right. So I'm organized, not organized. So I'm not organized to the point where I would like to be in order to do my workout on a live. I switch up too much. I change up too much. And plus, there's certain things you just can't do on here. You have a whole duplication going on after you. You'll get a whole duplicated channel. So that's my me time. Working out is my me time. So y'all know I come on here most evenings, at least 5 evenings out of the week. And we get in the walking, talking Lions Pride. We've been doing that a few years now. With the grace of God, we plan to continue to do that. So I'm not here to motivate any adult. My motivation, if I motivate someone, I want to motivate children and young people. I'm not here to motivate adults. Okay? Adults become too possessive and too obsessive. So whatever it is that you're doing right now to better your health, I'm not necessarily here to motivate you, but I want to encourage you to continue. All right? I feel like when you motivate somebody, it's almost like you're giving them that. You got to get them started. You have to get them started. So I'm not trying to get anybody started. All right? Because motivation, the key to motivation is self-motivation. All right? Remember, motivate yourself. The key to motivation is self-motivation. Remember to motivate yourself. That's the best motivation you can have. All right? Have a talk with the Almighty. He knows what you need to do. You know what you need to do even when you're not doing it. So the best thing that you can do is motivate yourself. Get up, get out, and get something. Get up, get out, and move something. Get up, something. And even if you don't get out, get up and move something. And once you start to move, keep moving. Keep moving consistently and be persistent about it. Move with a purpose in mind. Move with a purpose, a goal. Even if your goal or your purpose is just to become a more healthy, a healthier person, a more fit person. I guess you could say more fit or fitter. That irks me to hear certain things said the wrong way. Like, look, we're not in school, right? We're not trying to pass English 101, right? But certain things just sound crazy, all right? They just sound crazy. YouTube, I do not own the rights to that music that you hear. If you can decipher that music, my bad, it's not mine. I do not own it. Hey, Betty. Hey, Retirement Days, Comfort Foods, and more. Welcome. Happy Saturday. It's Relief Saturday. I'm only going to be on here about 30 minutes because, listen, what I have gathered about the apps is that you need your time away. You need your time away. Some people have become obsessed with constantly dropping videos, feeling like they owe the YouTube world a video a day. And sometimes that's good. Sometimes that's great, actually. But you can tell, and I know some of you guys can tell, when people strain and stress to push out that video per day. Now, if you have a YouTube goal, great. You got to push a video or 2 or 3 a day, whatever your goal is, until you meet that goal. All right? Sometimes, some of these people are on like YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. Like, when do you have good quality time with yourself and your family? Sometimes apps can become more stressful than not. They're meant to help relieve stress. They should be. But oftentimes, they create stress. So hello to, I hope I'm saying the name right again, Ray and Betty from Retirement Days. So it's Saturday. Again, I hope that you've taken some time out for yourself on this Saturday. And y'all, my legs look brown with a hint of white today because I use mineral sunscreen. And I've been outside for a while. I can't even remember exactly what time I came out here. I've been in and out, but I was outside a lot. So, melanated skin typically, fight off those rays a little bit better than fair skin, but don't just go out there unprotected, okay? Don't go out there unprotected. Protect your skin. No matter if you're dark skinned, fair skinned, light skinned, black, white, brown, whatever color your skin is. It's nice to get out there and get in the sun, but if you're going to be out there for an extended period of time, or if you're going to be out there especially between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. in your area, like I say 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. That time of the day is really hot, especially once summer is in full effect. That time of the day is really hot. I won't say everywhere, but in most places. So make sure that you protect your skin as much as possible. Okay? Yes, melanated people, we have a little bit more protection naturally, but anything is possible. So protect your skin. Protect your skin. Protect your skin. Think of it as preventative care. When you go get your checkups, those different checkups that they require you to get yearly as a means of preventative care, those preventative appointments, just what the word says, the checkups. So protect your skin as well. Do all you can, to protect your skin. Now, that being said, myself, I really don't like sunscreen because the ingredients in the sunscreen, they ain't all kosher either, They ain't all kosher either. So you have to be just, I guess, really particular about the type of sunscreen that you use. A lot of times people like the sunscreen that doesn't leave the white cast on the skin, but those sunscreens are usually filled with a lot of questionable ingredients, okay? So from what I've learned over the years is that what research has out here is that the ones with the zinc, you know, though they leave the white cast on your skin, maybe they're a little bit safer. So those are the ones that I use. It's zinc and TD. No, T. What is it? What is it? Oh, titanium. Not. I don't know. It's one I remember the word. I can't think of it right now. But I always look for those two ingredients. All those others, the ones with the old, the parabens and all that stuff. Try to stay away from those. Try your best to stay away from those. So look at the feet move, look at the legs move. Get up if you have not moved your legs and your feet today. If you have not moved, okay? Get up and move your body. Work your body. Work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. All right? Work, work, work. Work your body. Work your body. Don't overexert your body. Okay? If you can walk and talk, that is a great sign of a lot of things as it relates to your physical fitness. Right? But it's not the be-all, be-all. It just sounds cute to most people, okay? So, if you can walk and talk, that's great. But if you just want to walk, that's key. All right, that's key. The movement of your body, of your legs, of your arms. Put a little pep in your step. Move those hips, okay? Move that waist. Let those hips swing side to side, all right? Walk with certain cadences. There are ways to walk that are better for you, okay? So get up and move something. Get up and move something. Work your body, work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. Work your body, work your body. Don't overexert your body, all right? And the J. Jordan, if you hear this replay or any portion of it, you sent me a super chat the other day. I saw the super chat. Couldn't see who sent it, so I was in the studio like a couple of days later, and I went into that little area about your super chats, and I saw that you had sent me a super chat. So thank you, Jordan. I appreciate you. I think it was the same day that Lawrence sent me a super chat. All right? And to those who cash at me, I never say your names, but I appreciate you guys because, you know, sometimes people don't want you to say their names. People don't always do things for recognition. Okay? They don't always do things for recognition. But they do things and you would like to say, you know, you appreciate that. And I do. I appreciate that. To each and every one of you guys that do. I often put up a thank you video. I will find that video and I will put it up. Okay? I will put it up. Because I understand a lot of times you don't want any and everybody knowing that you sent, you know, what you sent. But I like to show appreciation. Okay? I like to show appreciation. I like to show appreciation to the subscribers, the moderators, the content creators that do come through my lives, whether you come through today, whether you came through yesterday, the day before, the week before, or whether you plan to come through later. I appreciate you because you don't have to. You can be anywhere else, but if you decide to make me a part of your task, I appreciate y'all. You're making me a part of your multitasking. I appreciate you. To all the weekend warriors who work this weekend, who are working this weekend. Happy weekend to you, okay? Happy weekend to you. To those that keep the stores open. To those who keep other businesses open that open and function over the weekend. You know, most of us want to be at home over the weekend. We want to chill out. What's up, Latif, bro? Hey, sis, welcome to the chat, bro. It's stress-free Saturday. I'm just on here hoping and wishing everybody a stress-free Saturday, stress-relieving Saturday. You know, spend you a little time away from the apps. I was just talking about, it seems like you can tell when people, like, they don't, I'm not going to say they don't give themselves any time away from the app, but there are some people, I'm telling you, bro, I will go to a chat, trying to catch the replay, or I'll go to an actual live. Sometimes I don't drop down all the time because I be like, damn, I don't catch everything. But these 2 or 3 people are in everything I catch. And if I'm catching a replay, they're in everything I watch. So I don't want to look like that. I don't want to look like I don't have anything going on to please me outside of an app, you know? So I don't mind supporting. Oftentimes it will be in a replay. I will do that. But you got some. I'm like, do they get any me time? Do they get any spousal time? Time with the family, time with friends, times with the homies, time with the homegirls? They gotta show you everything. Like, you may hear me talk about a movie, but I ain't fixing to show you me going to the movies. What the hell? Me going to the movies, me coming out of the movies. Like, but they say that they don't spend their every bit of time on an app. Like, take some time throughout the day and just spend that time that you would be on an app. Maybe just with your neighbor, if that's your homegirl or your homeboy. Okay? If you don't want to be, if your family is busy, first and foremost, spend some time with God. But then, your family. But if your family is busy, see what your neighbor's up to. Kick it, chill, have a conversation. Thank you, bro. God bless you as well. Kick it, chill, have a conversation. Or just chill with you. Hang out with you. Like, isn't it fun hanging out with yourself sometimes? Just hanging out with yourself sometimes. Right, bro. Everything is not for the net. It's like some people, listen, even if you're not on another app like Facebook or TikTok, when they put up some of their YouTube videos, it's got the TikTok logo. And they don't even understand that YouTube don't like that. but they put up, their videos, it's got the TikTok logo. They talk about what happened on Facebook. Like, you know what's happening on Facebook, you know what's happening all the time on TikTok, Instagram, and you on YouTube 24/7. And like I say, they might be like, well, how do you know if you're not on there? Because I'm telling you, bro, you can get up from a night's sleep. Of course, you look at your notifications and you kind of scroll, and you might go into a live and the replay is open, and you see some people in every single one. What's going on, Bird? Bird, where you been? Bird. Bird. Uno was over here looking for you. I'm only on YouTube. Me too, bro. Right. It's like, it's 24 hours in a day, right? And if you're a working individual, you're working like anywhere from, depending on the type of job you have, maybe 4 hours minimum, maybe up to 12 hours a day. So you have people who work a 4-hour schedule, 6, 8, 10, 12. I mean, even if I only worked 4 hours a day, right? You got to sleep, hopefully 8. But a lot of those people don't sleep 8. Like a lot of those people, they're up at 6 in the morning, 4 in the morning. I'm like, geez, because you get up and you see. Now, sometimes the notifications may be a little wonky, but a lot of times because you see them dropping videos, which is cool. But then you see them from 8 o'clock, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, all the way through the end of the day. In every live, like in every live. And like I said, how would I know if I wasn't there? Let me tell y'all, because I have learned not to always be there. That's not a bad thing. I like going to catch the replays, I catch little sections of what I like, especially when they have, the listings of, the in the description. I forgot what they call it, but they have a timestamp basically in the description. Because I may not really have time to watch all of it. So when I catch the replay and the live is open on the replay, some people, the first thing they say, I got more to do than to be on YouTube. Man, you be in every live. And then if they're not in the live and you're trying to leave a comment on the replay, certain people, not everybody, because you don't know everybody, but certain people that they've already left a comment. Every freaking time. Every time. Good evening, Lawrence. Lawrence, thank you again for the super chat the other day. It was you. It was the J. Jordan. I appreciate you guys. And Berber, Uno has been looking for you. I think Uno has asked about you like twice. Me too, Berber. Yeah, me too, because it's like, it's not even that serious. Like, and I can see if you live alone or, if you're lonely, something like that. Because sometimes you don't have to live alone to be lonely, right? But some of these people say that they have spouses, kids, grandkids. But it's almost like every moment is on social media. And then they go somewhere. You go to the movies. You go on vacation. You go on a cruise. Like when Jordan went on a cruise, I loved when Jordan uploaded his videos. You know, sharing that fun with us. But you could tell Jordan wasn't on the social media during his whole cruise. You know, he was like, bam, and he was off. Bam, and he was off. Lawrence says, absolutely, we love you. Ah, thank you, Lawrence. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Like, you have to take breaks. But you don't have to, but you'll find yourself, like I always say, y'all, social media is not the social media platforms, it's the people. It was meant for, what does that copyright 107 say? Entertainment, informational, educational purposes only, right? I look at that as that's what social media should be. You know, that's what social media, when we talk about the copyright 107 and we talk about how we can use material, how people can use our material and things like that, and they say educational, informational, entertainment purposes only, I feel like that's what social media was for that, for networking in a positive way, you know. But you got some people on here, their goal is to, sometimes I don't even think that their goal is always to bother people. But like I said, if they don't spend a lot of time with their significant other, if they don't spend a lot of time with their kids, their other family members like their parents, their nieces and nephews, their siblings, their homies, their classmates even, their church members, their co-workers even, they come, and some of them can't get work done because they like, if I'm at work and work has had me kind of stressed, yeah, I will jump on social media, but usually it depends on the chat. I'll say hello, y'all, at work, or I'll just, you know, you don't even have to tell them what you're doing, but I'll just watch, you know. But some people, it's just like they cannot do without it. They can't, and then those, the ones who can't, you'll know who they are, because the first thing that they'll say from time to time, I got a life. I do more than, yeah, you do more than YouTube, because you be on TikTok, you be on Instagram, you be on Facebook, you be on Twitch, you be everywhere. I'm like, take some time out, not only for your family and friends, but how about the me time? The me time. Lawrence says, I do a detox like every other day. Right, Lawrence. It's like, I've started to do that. And now it's like I'm not in chats like I used to be. I'm only in certain chats, to be honest. And it's like, you know the one I'm in. And I'm not even there all the time, because a lot of times I have to get up for work, and she's usually on kind of late. So other than that, I can like count on one hand the chats that I'm in now, or that I'll drop into, because I got stuff to do, you know. And so we have to understand, like, the big thing on here is about support, you know. And for years, and I talk about support a lot. Now, if I don't ever see you in my chat, especially if you're saying that you're growing, or you're trying to grow too, or whatever, then I'm not going to be in your chat a lot. Because most of those people, if you don't see them, they're somewhere else. Now, sometimes people just don't like your content, or they don't click with your content, right? But they like you as a person. I get that. They're not going to be in your chat a lot. But you can at least say hello or hi on some of the replays, you know? There are a lot of chats that I stay away from, but I like the content creator. So when they go live sometimes, I won't stay in there all day, but I'll say hey to them in the chat, and I watch for a couple of minutes, and I move on to something else or to another chat. Because if you do want support, you got to show some support sometimes. But now I truly know why people be like, some people are like, look, whoever likes it, they support me, they do, they don't. I'm not going to be in all these different chats. Some people have that attitude. I understand. I truly understand. I want to build my friend's channel up so y'all can come get some. Yeah, Lawrence, we appreciate that. We appreciate that. And I think sometimes that's the driving force for some people. And that's good. You know, that's a great thing. But sometimes some people get like carried away. Let me listen. Some people, it just depends on what your goals are. But it's almost like from the people I've encountered, a lot of people think that they can come onto social media and blow up. It's kind of like many of us as kids, we had Not everybody, but I know many people had that dream of being a movie star, a TV celebrity. And you know how hard that was when we grew up. If you didn't become one as a child, and it was even hard for childhood celebrities to maintain their status, right? So if you didn't become a celebrity as a child, do you know how many other millions and millions of people in this country and other countries who are coming here want to be celebrities, movie stars, TV stars, whatever genre, whether it's sitcoms, whether it's, whatever drama, horror, whatever it is, they want to be movie stars, right? Actors and actresses. When you realize how hard that was, then you faced reality and you went to school, or not, but you found your profession to do, right? I appreciate you, Latif, bro. You know we family. You know we family, bro. You found your profession to do because you had to find something that was going to take care of the bills. You know how many people want to be in the entertainment business? When we're growing up, we're saying, oh, I'm going to be a singer, a rapper, an actress, an actor. Until you realize how hard that is. And not that you're not great at it. Okay? And I know it can be frustrating because you can be great at it and you can see people being successful who aren't that great at it. Sometimes it's about connections, right? Again, another thing that I think social media was intended for, connections, right? Sometimes, who was it? Soulja Boy and a couple of other people have blown up off YouTube. Waved goodbye a long time ago, right? But you got some people that when they do decide to start a channel, like Lawrence said, it's about getting to the money. But Lawrence, some of them will do anything, like they will do anything to get to the money. And it's like getting to that point where it matters on social media. It's not worth stepping on people's toes. It's hard. Sometimes people blow up by accident. Something goes viral, right? Well, even if something goes viral, they got to do something to keep that up, right? They may maintain and keep all those subscribers, but they got to do something to keep that up, okay? So they probably weren't even trying to go viral. They were just on there having fun, and they do something, drop a video that goes viral, right? Okay, well, YouTube and the other platforms, they're just like, think of it as like when we were kids and we were talking about we were going to be movie stars and singers and actors and, all this kind of stuff. Well, YouTube is a platform that can allow that to happen. But some people really, it's almost like they go back to their inner child and think, I'm going to blow up on here. And they will do anything, like small content creators who have established, relationships, have networked with each other. They will do anything. 1 minute they're your sis, your bro. That's why you have to use those words really, really, really cautiously. The next minute, they may not be saying sis and bro, but they're in your chat supporting you. You're encouraging them. You're motivating them. The next thing you do, they're doing a channel, and their channel is exactly like yours. Like, it's like, hold up, pump your brakes, sis. Pump your brakes, bro. We all can talk. We all can walk. We all can whatever. We can. If you got music, we all can do that. But if you start duplicating me, then how is that going to work? How is that going to work? Especially if we can do the same things, but we got to have our own spin on it. And that was the problem I started to encounter. And then I started to realize what other content creators were talking about who've been doing this for a really long time, or for the ones who have been doing it and then they start to blow up. People will come around you, and it's okay, take cues, take notes. But people will come around you, and then you will start to go back, go to their channels, and you will start to hear everything that you say and do on their channel. Because they're looking at your subscriber count thinking, well, I got to do that. Or they're listening to you repeating exactly what you say. I don't like that. I'm the first to make it clear that I don't like that. You can do and say everything I say, but do it your way. Do it your way. Lawrence says that's true. He said that's not good. And negotiating your morals leads to a disaster. Niche. Come on, Lawrence. Right. There are different niches. And so we're going to all say, if you're into exercise, do you know how many things that we're going to say that's alike? That's not what I'm talking about. That's cool. That's just more people out there putting out good information, hopefully. Hopefully. And that's why I always say, professional disclaimer, do not do anything you see me do over here or anything you hear me say. If you do so at your own risk, right? All right? I have been licensed, trained, certified, and have a registration to do the things that I do. But because I know how people are on these apps, I keep it to a minimum. All we do is walk. We walk and talk. Every now and again, I drop my shorts where we're doing some resistance weight training, light weights, and that's it. We drop nuggets over here. I try to drop nuggets for the chat. You guys in the chat, you often drop nuggets for me and the rest of the chat. And those nuggets are meant for informational purposes only, right? What we need to do is pick those nuggets up. If I say I do this or I train someone who does this, it doesn't mean it's going to work for you, but it means that there's a seed, there's a nugget. Take that nugget, okay? Go research it through reputable sources, okay? The .orgs, the EU, EDUs, the .govs I ain't rocking with right now, okay? Some of the .govs haven't been tainted. But so just get some good information, take it to your doctor, all right? Your primary healthcare provider, all right? Y'all hear that noise? They're getting ready for the weekend. I mean, they're getting ready for tonight because this is the weekend, right? And then see how that information can be applied to your life, your health status, your fitness level. So that's what we're doing. We're not doctors over here that are trying to professionally, medically, or clinically assess, diagnose, treat, or evaluate. We're just trying to drop nuggets so that you can pick up those nuggets and go research and, go find the information and see how it can be applied to you. Hey, Joyelle. See how it can be applied to you or someone that you love. Not saying that it's going to work, because it may work. Hopefully, if it's something good, it'll work. And it may not. And it doesn't mean that there's nothing that's going to work. It just means you have to find something else. Right? Joyelle says, greetings, my beautiful sister and chat. I've missed being here with you since I'm busy and worn out. if busy and worn out was a person, it'd be me. Joyelle, what you been doing? I was wondering if you were okay. Latif says, too many people follow. I say that daily. Yes, too many people are followers, Latif. And don't get me wrong. If I see somebody doing something that I like, right, I'm going to pick those cues up. But the thing about me is that I'm not going to pick up from people who are right around my circle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to pick up from people who we're in the same area and then start to just do the same thing that they're doing. If I'm going to do the same thing that they're doing, that's fine. But I'm not going to do it the exact same way. Joyelle knows what I'm talking about. We talk about it all the time. I'm not going to start picking up your slang. I'm not going to start picking up your little sayings. That's how I make my walk and talks different, right? I go to some old school sayings that I don't hear a lot of people saying in this day and time. And then I make up my own stuff. Like I talk about M&Ms over here. When I say M&Ms, I'm not talking about candy. I'm talking about moderation and modification. When it comes to your exercising, your exercises, your fitness level, your health and your wealth. They say that your health is your wealth. I say that your health and fitness are your wealth, right? So I just switch things up a little bit. I make up my own stuff, and y'all would not believe. It don't be shit that's hard, right? But there have been women I can count on my hand. So, because I'm not going to say it's everybody, because it's not everybody. And some stuff it's coincidental. We just come up with some of the same stuff. But there are, to be honest, three women and one male that used to be in my chat. When you go to their channel right now, some of the shit that they never said, the little sayings, the little colloquialisms that I make up, they saying it. I've been on Move with a Purpose. Move with a Purpose. The person was saying move with purpose. Let me tell y'all how hard he was riding my tail. He didn't realize, like sometimes I might say move with purpose. Usually I say move with a purpose because I'm thinking your purpose is your goal. Homeboy went up there and reset up his lives to move with a purpose. Like, that's the little stuff I noticed. And I noticed it because, like everybody always says, everybody can grow on here, right? It's room for everybody to eat, okay? But it's not room for everybody to ride your coattail. It's not room for everybody to ride your coattail. Joyelle says the difference is that these other people are utilizing your authentic voice, not theirs. Exactly. Exactly, Joyelle. Joyelle says, hey, my poo, every evening when I walk my 4 miles and jumping rope. Okay. I think of you, sis. I'm not teaching, I'm reading. Okay. Exactly. I'm reading for my comps. Exactly. See, like Joyelle talk about jumping rope. I jump rope, y'all. But listen, if you look at my channel, you probably see me jumping rope about once or twice. Now, that being said, I would not jump rope because Joyelle jumps rope if she decides to jump rope. But what I'm not going to do is start acting like everything that Joyelle does when she starts putting up her shorts when she's jumping rope. I'm not going to try to duplicate her. I'm not going to do that. Like, you can't stop people from doing what they do. That's the purpose of the app. That's why millions and millions are on here. Everybody's doing something that somebody's doing. But when it's somebody that's close to me that's been in my chat, I'm not going to go and try to duplicate and imitate, because if the people who are watching us, me, are watching you, one of us, they're going to start watching eventually, right? Because we're not offering anything any different. Yeah, we're both walking and talking, but now you're starting to say the exact same stuff I say. Like, I tried, and that's why it makes me so angry, because I pride myself on trying not to use verbiage that I hear other people use. Now, of course, we're talking about health and fitness. There are going to be some things that we're going to say alike. That would be crazy to think that there's not. But what I mean is, I just got my own way. You know what I'm saying? Like your personality. Your personality. Your personality. I always have like this. This is the phone right here. Right here. Look at the legs move. That's been my thing since I started doing walking talks. Look at the legs move. Watch the legs move. Get up and move your legs. Tell me why 3 people right now be like this. They could do this. They could do this. They could do anything. They could put it on themselves. There's a reason I'm like this. And nobody else was like that. And so then to see all 3 of them leave up out of my chat, and now they're like this. You damn right I called your ass out, and that's why you don't come to my chat no more. So I ain't messy. I just called you out. Y'all, again, that is sunscreen on my legs. So I got white legs today, okay? I use the mineral sunscreen because I like to try to use the one that's least. Y'all know with everything that we use, there are chemicals, parabens, all different types of stuff, right? So with sunscreen, even though it's meant to protect, there are some sunscreens that have certain ingredients that, you know, they've okayed to be in there. But when you research it, you find that you need to be, you know, kind of watchful of the ones that you use. So I try to use the ones that usually have zinc. So the downside to using those, though, is that they leave a white cast on your skin. That's the downside to that. But if you're at the beach, you know, who cares, right? Who cares? But like when you're just outside walking in the heat, when I'm outside walking in the heat, see, I used to just feel like Skin So Soft could help with the insects and kind of help with kind of maybe reflecting the sun a little bit. But I'm going to start using the sunscreen more often. I used to just use sunscreen when, like, I'm at the beach, or if I'm outside for an extended period of time, like working in the garden, working in the yard. Not really when I walked, because my walks are usually like an hour. But this year I'm going to start using the sunscreen on my walks. I'm going to use the sunscreen on my walks. I just feel like that's better. So you guys might see, unless it's early in the morning or late in the evening, if it's like still, you know, a good bit of daylight, y'all gonna see the white cast on the legs, because we're gonna try to use the sunscreen when we walk now. Sis, stay blessed and say, okay, bro, I appreciate you. Stay blessed, stay safe. You guys check out Lateef Jamar Podcast, Dr. Wright TV. Okay, he does have a goal. He has reached 1,000 subscribers, right? And he's trying to grow his watch hours. So, I mean, that's why we're here. Some of us do have that goal. Some of us are just here for fun. We don't care anything about that. But some of us have the goal, of obtaining monetization. And ain't nothing wrong with that. That's great to have that extra money. But some people let the monetization go to their head thinking, I'm going to blow up. I'm going to do this. And I don't care who it takes to copy or who, and then you can start to rub people the wrong way. Let me tell you, you're going to get some good conversation over there with Lateef, and it's going to be some day-to-day conversation that you can hear anywhere, but it's his way. It's a good old conversation that we like to try to have over here, just good old conversation, right? But people don't like that. I'm not going to even lie to you. You have to have people who are really dedicated to you, to support you, to grow your watch hours, because people like drama. They like mess. Now, if he go over there and he start cussing somebody out, guess what's going to happen? That video is going to get pushed, and he probably be able to get 1,000, 2,000, hell, even 4,000 watch hours within a day. Within a day. If you go over there and you push some mess, if you push some drama, he'll be able to get those 4,000 watch hours probably within a week. Seriously, y'all. Hey, Mad Dog. Mad Dog says, hey, Lance Pride. Thank you, like Mad Dog. Moderator. I had 2 moderators to come through here. They both have. Hold on. I didn't make Lateef. Y'all know I like to try to keep a certain number of moderators. I like to keep it under 10. But if you're a content creator, I try to mod those people first. So I don't have too many because, believe it or not, YouTube does not like that. A few big content creators told me that. The ones who really are about their business. Now, you got some big content creators who don't give a damn. Because they like the drama. They chat gonna stay full anyway, okay? But there are some other bigger content creators who have told me that sea of blue in your chat, even when you comment, YouTube will give you the comment, let's stay connected. Making it seem like it's sub for sub, right? So they do things to help promote channels growth. But I think that people are right. The people who told me that they don't like to see a sea of blue, doesn't mean you won't grow, doesn't mean you won't get monetized. But if all of a sudden your growth gets stopped after so long, or you feel like you've been shadow banned, or you feel like you're just not moving, rework some things. Unmod a whole group of people or all people and remod some more up and pay attention to the number that you mod and see if that, along with some other changes, will help you to grow. Now, some people, they like the drama. That's what they are. T channels, right? I like a lot of T channels. But I'm not talking about T channels per se. I'm talking about just people. Just sometimes people come on here, you don't see them unless they come on here to dog somebody out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Mad Dog gonna have game night. She gonna give you some funny videos. She gonna give you some tea. But you got some people, y'all, they come on here. And when they see you, they be like, now, if that mother uncle go live again, y'all will see me back. That's all they come for, y'all. And guess what? They have a lot of subscribers. They have a chat that's full. You may only see them 2 or 3 times a month. But they got a lot of subscribers. They got a chat full. What's going on, little sis Spiky? Thank you, Mad Dog. Joyelle says, hey, Lion's Pride. Not Joyelle. Mad Dog says, hey, Lion's Pride. Welcome in, everyone. Double tap the screen or click the 3 dots to thumbs up the live. Thank you, Mad Dog. And look at Spiky. Welcome in, Spiky. How you been, Spiky? Welcome in, Spiky. How you been, Spiky? Thank you guys for coming in. Listen, this is Stress Relief Saturday. I want you guys to do something. If you didn't do something today, make sure that you do something tomorrow. Do something tomorrow. I got tongue-tied, y'all. Make sure that you do something tomorrow to relieve some stress, okay? To relieve some stress. If you have not done anything today to do so, make sure that tomorrow you do something to relieve stress, okay? Don't think, if you want to be on social media, fine, but don't make social media your focus, okay? Whether you're a big content creator or a small content creator, whether you're a subscriber or whatever you are, moderator, whoever, whatever you are, take some time throughout tomorrow I'm not saying don't be on social media. I would never say that. But what I'm saying is make sure that you take some time at some point tomorrow to just relax, release, relate, resolve, remember, revisit, reclaim, recuperate, replenish your cup. Okay? All right? Y'all know we love the R words over here. You know we love the R words over here. Relax, release, relate to the things that you can. Okay, to the things that you can't, God will work it out. Resolve the things that you can. The things you can't, God will work it out. Remember who you are, right? Remember some of the things that you used to do that you don't do anymore and revisit those things. Okay? Reconcile some things, right? Recuperate. Recuperate from the week that was the prior week, okay? Ready yourself for the upcoming week. Recuperate from last week. Ready yourself for the upcoming week. Okay? Replenish, replenish, replenish your heart, mind, body, and soul, your cup. All right? Restore, rebuild, reconstruct, and definitely make sure that you respect yourself. Okay? Respect yourself, respect others. Okay? Refocus, reset, and restart. All right, Joyelle says reorient, reinvent. Okay, relinquish. Come on, Joyelle, relinquish. That relinquish, that's a one. That's one right there now. That relinquish. Come on, Joyelle. Joyelle says, I've noticed that some creators should monitor their mods. Yes, the mods get happy with blocking instead of accessing, instead of accessing the content. Right, Joyelle, right. And that's why I tell my mods, if I haven't seen you in a while and I unmod you, that don't mean nothing. Like, the mod stick is not that important to me. The importance of the mod stick to me is that when my moderators come in here, because I don't have a large chat. Usually I can kind of mod my chat myself, but I do respect certain people. So a way that I show them that I respect them, you know, especially, like I said, I try to make sure that they are content creators first. Because content creators, I feel like, understand the position of a moderator better. But that doesn't mean you have to be a content creator. But my thing is, I try not to have too many. But y'all, believe it or not, some people will get upset with you because you do not mod them. That's the craziest thing to me. Some people will get upset with you because you unmod them. Sometimes, like Joyelle says, you need to reassess your moderators, okay? Like, and sometimes I'll say, listen, I'm gonna make everybody in here a mod today so that you guys can just share your content. And then when they come back to the next live and they're all unmodded, except the originals that I try to keep, people will have an attitude with you about that. Y'all, it's like the mod stick is like YouTube. You just don't know what you created with that mod stick, okay? And it's not YouTube. The work of a moderator is great work. The purpose of the mod stick is good, okay? But you just have some people, every chat they go in, and let me tell y'all, for you guys who are content creators or those who are going to become content creators, when someone comes in your chat, right? Now, if there are no moderators in there, then cool. But if you have a mod or two in there, some moderators don't like to do the welcomes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. That's good. You know that when you make them a mod, more than likely. They just kind of watch the chat and they'll do the work they need to do. But some don't even do that. They don't really need to be moderators. If they're not gonna check the trolls, check the true trolls. You know, don't just check people because you don't like them. Like Joyelle said, you gotta sometimes you make that clear. But if they're wreaking havoc, I don't care who it is, block them. I'll address it later, okay? But if they're not wreaking havoc and you just don't like a person, don't block that person. Let me tell y'all something. Learn how to see and don't see. Okay? As long as they're not doing something disruptive, learn how to see them and know that they're there, because you do. But then just be you. Continue to be you in the chat. Don't not engage in the chat because somebody's in the chat that you don't like or that you don't click with. Talk to the people that you do click with. You know, talk to the people that you do get along with. Now, if there's somebody in the chat who you don't click with and they keep poking you, then hell, time them out. You know what I'm saying? Time them out. Because a lot of times, especially if it's a big chat, or if it's not even a big chat, but the chat is kind of moving fast, or like me, y'all, sometimes when I'm walking, y'all know I have to look back and say, let me scroll up a little bit. If some mess is going on, then yeah, even if it's somebody I rock with, if a moderator times them out, especially if they were being rude and ugly to the moderator or anybody else, then I'll deal with it later. Time them out. Time them out, block them, whatever you got to do. You know how to address it. It's the level of disrespect. Some people need a break, maybe 10 minutes. Some maybe 30 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is. Some people maybe 24 hours. Some people need to be blocked, depending on what they're doing. Mad Dog says, I hate when people block for personal reasons. Exactly. It's about the channel holder. Exactly, Mad Dog. Exactly. And then a lot of times, just because the moderator doesn't get along with somebody doesn't mean the channel holder doesn't get along with them. But at the same time, the people who I have modding, if you know that I get along with somebody and I'm not seeing something because I'm just walking around, because I got to be looking around when I'm walking, and somebody comes in here cutting up, I don't care who they are. Like, time them out if you don't want to just block them, because a lot of times people will do that. They'll be like, well, I'm not going to block them. I'll make it so they'll come back, be able to come back. Whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 24 hours. And then we'll deal with it later. But if they're just wreaking havoc in the chat, because I like for the chat to flow smoothly. That's why I love having a small chat. And if you do not get along, just like when I go into chats and there are people in there I don't click with, guess what? I don't poke at them. I don't throw subliminals. I cannot stand grown people that throw subliminals. They throw subliminals, right? And when you catch the subliminal and you hit that sucker out the park back, then you're the problem. So when I go in there and I see somebody I don't click with, guess what? I see and don't see. I address the content creator, the moderators, and the people I do click with. That's why I learned lately to kind of stay out of chats so much and just watch. Go in there and say hello. You know, people do how you do, to each his own. But what works for me is kind of saying hello, saying something from time to time, you know, catching the replay. But I cannot stand it when moderators block for personal reasons. Like Mad Dog said, personal reasons. That has nothing to do with the content creator and their channel. Because when you block that person, guess what? Even though the moderator blocked them, they're going to be upset with the content creator. And what if the content creator doesn't have an email? They don't have a way to get in touch with them. You know, usually, let me tell you something about YouTube. If somebody gets blocked and they don't have a way to let the content creator know, guess what they do? They go in somebody else's chat. Tell so-and-so I got blocked. They be like, tell so-and-so I got blocked in her channel. So you're going to find out. You'll find out one way or another. You most likely you'll find, unless they just don't say anything. You'll find out. Look at Joy, your hair laughing. Mad Dog says, I love ignoring people that I don't mess with, but they always speak to me like, that's how it be, Mad Dog. That is how it be. Listen, I can count the people that I don't mess with, right? Sometimes I won't even go in the chat if they're in there, because it's like every freaking where you go, they're there. But if I do go in and say hello to the chat, because I'm going to say that respectfully, to the content creator, the mods in the chat. Okay, but as far as the rest of the conversation, if I engage, I don't say a word to them. I don't throw subliminals at them or anything, because guess what? We don't rock. So why would I throw a subliminal at you? Why would I try to engage with you? Like, it be so many people trying to... Now, if it's somebody that I've been cool with for a while on here that I totally respect, and we had like a disagreement that got a little, you know, heated, but not ugly, the next time I see them, I don't hold grudges like that. It may be that I said something. You know how I always say, y'all, you don't really even have to say, let's agree to disagree. After we say something to each other 2 or 3 times, we already know we don't agree. So I like to just move on from it. But everybody doesn't do it that way. And sometimes, depending on the topic of discussion, it doesn't work that way. So unless they just go off and cuss me out, the next time I see them, I don't have a problem saying hello, right? Because at that point, I know not to even have that conversation with them again. But then there are some people who you have had a blow up with. When I see them in the chat, first of all, I'm not going to disrespect the content creator. I'm not going to say anything to them. But you guys know how people do. They come in the chat, they see you like they're supposed to be able to tell you where to go, where not to go, and then they start throwing subliminals. And typically, I'll ignore a subliminal. Not, I haven't always, but I will ignore a subliminal, unless they just keep on and keep on. Because if they keep on and keep on, hell, they trying to bat 100, hit 100. They trying to bat 100, hit 100. They keep trying to bat you 100, go ahead and hit them 100. Mad Dog says, "Nah, I love my yeah, I love my presence to be known. I will ignore you. Drop down, speak to everyone I fuck with and dip." Mad Dog. See, but that's kind of how I do. Like, I don't like speaking to each and every person individually. I'll speak to certain people individually, but just because I don't speak to, you know how like some people have like 100 people in the chat. So if I drop down and say hello, y'all, let me tell y'all something. The grown people on these apps are something else. If Mad Dog come in this chat and says, "Hey Lions, Moz in chat," she's already spoke. If Joyelle does that, so you can have a subscriber, you can have a moderator. If they say hello, Lions, and then they come back and say, "Hey everybody," or "Hey Moz in chat," they have already spoken. So if Lawrence says, "Hey Joyelle," or "Hey Mad Dog," okay, you already said hello to everybody, so they're speaking back. Do you have to now call his name? Like, some people want you to do it that way. Now, if you come into the live and the live is going on a few minutes, and somebody speaks to me and I'm modding, of course I'm going to say hello to them. Unless, like Mad Dog said, I'm going to make it known, you know we don't rock like that. Why are we speaking? You know we don't rock like that, because you know they being messy. Half of the time they're trying to speak to see if you will speak, right? And if you speak, it's going to be some ish. If you don't speak, it's going to be some ish. So if I don't rock with you, I just don't rock with you. We don't have nothing to talk about, nothing to speak about. Hey Joshua, welcome to the live, Joshua. We have nothing to talk about, nothing to speak about. But if I go in and I say hey to everybody, and then they say, "Hey, hey Lions," you know I'm gonna speak to like a hold up, y'all. Okay. So I'm back, y'all. He was asking me something. So I'm speak to everybody who speaks to me. I'm joining the live. It's already in progress, whether I'm a mod or not. But I don't have any problem when someone comes in and says, "Hey" to the content creator, "Hey" to the mods chat, and then I say "Hey" to them, and they don't say "Hey" back. I'm good with that. Because sometimes they may be at work, they may be cooking, they may not even see. As soon as some people say that, guess what? Because this is me. I'm some people. Sometimes as soon as I go into a live, y'all, and I say, "Hey, Mad Dog, hey, Moz, hey, chat," guess what? I put the phone down and start cooking. So sometimes you got to give a little, just think about it a little bit. If they say "Hey, Moz," in chat, they've already spoken to you. So if you say hey to them by name, then they say hey back, cool. If they don't, I don't take that to mean, oh, they spoke to everybody else but me. Guess what? Sometimes you got to hit top messages to see a comment. Sometimes, depending on how fast the chat is going. And just because you're on all messages, I used to feel like, okay, let me just make sure I'm on all messages. Well, I've seen right here in my own chat, that's usually small. Sometimes you got to hit top messages. Even if you have it on all, sometimes you miss some messages. And you got to hit top messages. Right, Joyelle, exactly. Okay, imagine how they are on their jobs and off screen. Come on, Joyelle, exactly. Like, my thing is, I don't start to feel a way about speaking to somebody unless I speak to them like on 3 different occasions, I'll say. And they speak to everybody else and they don't speak to me. Guess what? I'm not gonna start throwing a subliminal about it. I'm just not gonna speak to them again. They're gonna have to speak to me first, especially if I spoke to them. But again, too, like I said, I guess I just really don't. There are some people who you engage with more. So if I go up in Cindy's chat and I see you and Mad Dog, I'm gonna say hello. If y'all don't speak back and I see you speaking to other people, I'm not gonna get angry. I'm not gonna get 38 hot with you. I'm gonna be like, maybe they didn't see it. And if I go in there again a second time And especially being me, how I move around, I'm gonna be like, maybe they said it and I spoke back and I didn't see it. And then you could have spoken to me and I not seen you. So it depends on who it is. I expect them to give me a little bit of grace and think maybe I didn't see them. I tell people all the time, y'all, I come up in the chat and speak. And I start cleaning up, I start cooking, I start doing whatever it is I need to do around the house because the chores still got to get done. Things still have to be done. I might be in a meeting. Lawrence said, tell him, like I might be in a meeting or something. I might be at work. So I might say hello and put the phone down. So when I say hello to a specific person, they may do the same thing. So it's like Joyelle said, you got to give them grace. But if there are several occasions where me and you, we usually speak, you know, I might say hey to everybody, but there are certain people, like I may call out Lawrence's name. We might speak to each other specifically, me and Joyelle, me and Mad Dog, and they don't speak back to me on several different occasions. I'm going to think, well, okay, I must have said something or did something. Maybe they're just not feeling me. I'm not going to disrupt that person's life. If I can, I'm going to email them. If it's bothering me that bad, I'm going to email them. And a lot of times, I'm not going to even email them. They've got to be somebody that's really cool with me, that I'm really cool with, or that I really feel like there should be no problem, so what's the problem? But the rest, I don't really care. Like, I really don't care. Are y'all like that? Like, I really don't care. I've grown to understand as an adult the way these chats go. Sometimes the person just didn't see you. Sometimes they just didn't see you. But again, if it's somebody you rock kind of heavy with and they're not speaking to you on 2, 3, 4 occasions, if they have an email, email them. If they're not a content creator and they're a subscriber, if you're going to address them in the chat, address them the right way. You could say something like, can you ask Joyelle if she can see me? Because lately I've been speaking to her and she don't respond. But I'm not going to do that for every person. It's just going to be certain people. Can you ask Lawrence if he sees me? Because I've been speaking to Lawrence and he doesn't respond. Or he speaks to everybody and he doesn't speak to me. Can he see me? And if he can or can't, if sometimes that person may not say nothing. If they don't say anything, if the content creator asks and they don't say anything, I'm going to leave it alone. And if I got there, if it's still bothering me, I'm going to email them. If I don't have their email, guess what? I just got to let that go. I just got to let that go. But sometimes people will get mad at you because you didn't speak to them. Or they'll get mad at you because you removed their moderator stick. The mod stick, let me tell you something. With the mod stick, it's kind of like a little job. I don't even want to be a mod in every chat that I go into. Because even though I know I'm not getting paid, you know, I'll tell some people, and y'all, sometimes people just get offended about anything. I have said before, well, I don't really want to be a mod. I just came to chill. They be like, oh, okay. You know, and if they're like, oh, okay, I got you, then I know it's no issue. Well, I assume there's no issue. But some of them be like, oh, okay then. And I guess they say it like that because they feel like, well, you mod elsewhere. But you know, I don't want to be a moderator everywhere I go. I really don't. Mad Dog and Lawrence saying, what's up? Thank you guys for speaking to each other. I don't want to be a moderator everywhere I go. Right? And what I do is like, I don't even know if I said this in a long time. Usually, and I'm not like that sub for sub, but what I do sometimes is at the end of my live, I'll say, moderators, share your content. And if there's somebody in here who has a channel and they don't have a mod stick, can you please, if you don't mind, share theirs? But that stuff like from start to finish, let's connect, I don't do that. Because like I said, it doesn't mean you're not going to get monetized. It doesn't mean you're not going to grow. But after a while, YouTube doesn't like to see a chat full of blue. Even though they even tell you in the comment section in your studio, say, hey, let's connect. I mean, they tell you. So it's not that they don't want to see you grow, right? You've got to have that engagement. So if you're going to be a grow channel, you got to make sure that when you're in those grow channels and you start clicking and clicking for basically a sub for sub, you got to make sure that you're going engaging in those people's, leaving comments on their shorts, leaving comments on their videos. You don't have to be in every one, but you've got to do something because you know what'll happen. YouTube will even unsubscribe you. They'll even unsubscribe you. Mad Dog says, I be having mod sticks everywhere. I be like, what? I know, Mad Dog, look. Lauren says, everyone, please smash that like button. Look, smash that like button. Okay, smash the like button. Thank you, Lawrence. I appreciate you, and I appreciate Mad Dog for always telling them to smash the like button. Lawrence says, Joyelle, how are you? Is Joyelle still here? He says, Joyelle, sorry for the misspelling of your name. Oh, is Joyelle still here? I hope she is. Joyelle says she has been busy. See, that's just like Joyelle. I was wondering what Joyelle was, because I think the last time I saw her was in my sis Sin's chat. But I haven't been seeing her over there. Like, Sin hasn't been live a lot lately. But I saw her in there once. And that's probably been like over maybe the past 3 weeks to 3 to 4 weeks. Roughly like a month. So I was hoping everything was okay. I know what she does. You know, I know her occupation, so I know she can get busy. And it was like, I know I didn't really do anything. But, you know, it's okay to ask somebody if you offended them. Because, y'all, sometimes you can offend somebody and you don't know it. So that's why a lot of times I try not to joke a lot on here with people. Because we don't know each other personally. And listen, there are people I know personally that I know what to say as a joke and I know what not to say as a joke, even if I don't mean any harm. But it's because I've grown up with them. I've worked with them. I've gone to church with them. Something. They're my neighbor. I know how to joke with them. And just when I say I know how to joke with them, that means I know what not to say as a joke. And sometimes we'll say things as jokes, not trying to be mean or offensive, but the person will take it that way. So I often say, did I, wonder like, did I say something? But she came in today. So I'm like, I know I didn't say anything. I don't think I said anything, but I don't know if she felt like I said something. So that's just an example. Sometimes you have to be mindful of the way that you joke around with people on social media too. You start to interact more and more with the person. You kind of learn what to say and what not to say. But still, every now and again, you may just kind of step on toes, not intending to. So you just got to be a man or a woman about it. And even if you felt like it wasn't intentional, or if you felt like it wasn't harmful, you just never know what a person's been through. So that's why I'm saying that to say that. You never know. Just because it's innocent to me, what I say to Lawrence, how do I know they didn't tease him with that joke in high school? How do I know they didn't tease him with that joke in high school? Oh, y'all, there's a cross. Somebody lost their cross. It's not real, though. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie. If that was real, it's not real. I don't know whether I'm like near a shopping center. So I don't know whether to take it into the plaza or not. But it's a cross, y'all, and it's a necklace, and it looks like it's not even broken. But I ain't gonna mess with him. Let me tell y'all something. That happened to me with a diamond necklace before. Listen, put your jewelry on before you leave out of the house, okay? Put your jewelry on before you leave the house. Because I grabbed my necklace to put it on, y'all. And I grabbed it and I got in the car, put it in my lap. I went to a school to an event. Y'all, I got out of that car and went into school and forgot I hadn't put my necklace on. So I got back in the car, went all the way home. And I was like, where's my necklace? So I'm hoping and praying that it's in the car. It's falling under the seat or on the floor. It's not there. Yeah, I had to go all the way back to that school. Do you know my necklace was right there where I opened the door? It was right there where I opened the door. That's why I decided to kind of leave that one alone. That's why I left that one alone. Wait a minute. Okay, Joyelle says, Lawrence, thank you. It's no worries. He says, we love everyone till your ass gotta go. That's what I'm talking about, Lawrence. He says, thank you guys for liking the live chat. We the bomb. Okay. Waterbomb.com. We're as good as they come. Okay. Joyelle says, Mad Dog says, yeah, I know I can play with certain people. Yeah, outsiders be thinking it's smoke. Exactly, Mad Dog. It's like it's some certain people we've been on here with long enough to know, how, if you're going to joke around with them, how to joke around with them, and how not to joke around with them. And, we're human. Sometimes we may assume a way is okay and it's not. But if something offends, let me say this. A lot of times when someone says that you have offended them, I notice that when people tell people that, y'all, they get an attitude. Listen, If someone tells you that something you said offended them, maybe you don't think it was offensive, but try not to get an attitude. It may be offensive to them for reasons you have no idea about, okay? We're still dealing with human beings. Like I said, what if someone said something to Lawrence in high school or in elementary school, junior high, and it bothered him all his life whenever he heard that? And maybe one of us said something joking and said that very thing. And he kind of snapped, not really went off, but just kind of, got snappy about it. Ain't nothing wrong with saying, my bad, Lawrence, I didn't mean to offend you. And just keep it moving. I ain't going to worry about, oh, damn, he took that the wrong way. I'm not going to worry about that because I don't know people's experiences, okay? I may feel like, well, damn, I didn't mean nothing, but I'm not going to display that in the chat. And I'm not going to have an attitude with him. I'm going to just simply say, my bad, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for you to take it the wrong way. Let it go. I think a lot of times people are too busy not wanting to be snapped on. So any little thing that they feel like is a snap on them, they're ready to snap back. They're ready to snap back. It look real, Lawrence. Lawrence says it look real. Joyette says, no, don't touch it, sis. Could be evidence from a crime or anything. Okay. Mad Dog says, I hate misspelling jewelry, but if I misspell the credit card, that's that. Joyette, she gonna become a suspect. Mad Dog, no. I'm gonna say y'all were accomplices. I'm gonna say I was on my YouTube channel at so-and-so, Mad Dog, Lawrence, Joyelle, Joshua, Betty. I'm gonna try to remember everybody that came through. Y'all, it was somebody that came through earlier. I never seen them before. I'm gonna say, and I think that name was Pyray or something like that. I'm gonna say Parare. I'm gonna say all of them was with me. All of them were with me. Joyelle says the way she just hollered. Lauren says, I don't take myself that serious. I like to laugh at myself. Shit happens. Right. Shit happens. And my thing is, I'm not one to get mad at somebody. If they say that something offended them, they don't have to answer to me why. I'm gonna be like, cool, my bad. You don't have to worry about me saying it again. Because if somebody takes the time out to say that to you, then I'm gonna know. You just can't joke with everybody. Not that you can't joke with people, but when they let you know that something kind of rubs them the wrong way, why get angry? Just accept it and move on. Like, I'm not gonna treat you any different. Unless you start to just act totally different, because sometimes people their feelings really get hurt. They really think that you meant to offend them. But usually people will know. Like, people know we don't know each other in real life. Most of us, I'm not gonna say none of us, but most of us haven't met in real life. We really don't know how something may really affect you. Some words I say may be meant to be funny or cute, and it really affects you in a negative way. I'm not gonna say, oh, he's just sensitive. Maybe he is sensitive. Maybe she is sensitive to that. That ain't my business. Joy. I rebuke that. I rebuke it in 24 hours of freedom. Now the first 48, Joyelle ain't finna do nothing to nobody. We got to stay safe around here. Lauren said he ain't seen nothing. Bye, Joyelle. See, that's what I missed right there. Joyelle had you screaming. Joyelle talking about, I was just walking and talking. Joyelle says, in my opinion, say, I didn't see shit. Mad Dog, ain't she crazy? Oh my God. Joyelle says, like Fred Sample said, I don't know nothing and I haven't seen nothing. Y'all got me crying. Oh my gosh. I'm about to get out of here, y'all. Y'all know we've been out here too long. I'm damn hollering. I'm tearing up, y'all. I'm tearing up. Y'all ain't no good, okay? Y'all ain't no good. Y'all ain't no good. Man, Lord says, man, dog, Joyelle throwing us under the bus. Oh my gosh. Y'all, it's nice and cool out here. Y'all got me hot. Y'all got me. Y'all never been like that. Usually when people say they hot, they done got mad, y'all. Y'all got me hot from laughing. I'm literally hot. Joyelle says right. But what y'all doing tomorrow? I need to go to church. That's what I need to do. I need to go to church. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to work. I might go work extra a little bit. I'm usually off on the weekends unless I want to go in and work extra. I'm thinking about going to work extra. Ain't nothing wrong with a little extra money, okay? Ain't nothing wrong with a few extra coins. Joyelle says, man, I don't see the social media on God. Joyelle! Oh my God. Let me see. So who is it? Hey, sister. Hey there, Yaquaba. Am I right? I haven't seen you in a minute. I know I tried to pronounce your name right the last time you were in here. Yaquaba. Is that right, bro? How you doing? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live. They in here cutting up. I know that's right, Lawrence. We need listen. Ain't nothing wrong with a little extra money. Okay? Like Mr. Kelly used to say, ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. Ain't nothing wrong with a little work and grind. Okay? A work and grind. Ain't nothing wrong with a little work and grind. I said it right. I try to, bro. I try to. Welcome into the chat. I appreciate you for coming in. Lawrence says, Shaquaba, welcome to the family. With the heart emoji. Thank you, Lawrence. I appreciate that. Much love to each and every one of you guys. I appreciate you. Like I always tell y'all, you could be anywhere else. Okay? Thank you for being here. You know what? This has been a good night because I need to start back working on my watch hours, y'all. Look, I forgot. Let me tell y'all something. When I first got that monetization, you know, they be telling you got to keep your watch hours up, right? Man, I'm thinking like, okay, because they sent me the thing way before I turned it on. Shoot, I waited so long to turn it on. It's like after I turned it on, I don't even know what they were at. But y'all, I looked at them the other day. I was like, damn, I ain't got no watch hours. I said, I got to get my butt on here and start working on the watch hours. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to step on nobody's toes, okay, for no watch hours. Listen, I'm not going to act a fool for no watch hours. You hear me? YouTube, I'm going to appreciate you just like I appreciate the subscribers, okay, and the moderators and the content creators. But y'all, look, don't act no fool for no watch hours, okay? Okay. Some of these people be acting a fool for watch hours. Get your watch hours, okay? Give them the best way you can. Listen, if you got to stay on this some gun 12 hours a day, more power to you. I can't do it, okay? I can't do it. I might go on here 2 or 3 times a day, but I'm not going 12 hours a day. Listen, I think YouTube cut you off after 12 hours or something, don't they? Man, look, I'm not fixing to be on holding no phone or propping no phone up or no computer, no laptop. Man, if you can do that for an app, and I don't care what app it is, you can do that for school, you can do that for work, okay? Okay? What? Lawrence, Lawrence, you cutting up with Joyelle and Mad Dog, okay? After you put in thousands of hours, you can rest a couple of days if needed for your mind. Yes, exactly, bro, exactly. But even if I gotta work hard like that, I'm probably gonna do like maybe go live 2 or 3 times a day for like maybe an hour or 2. Y'all, but sitting my behind. I don't care what I'm doing. I don't care if I'm at the disco lounge. I don't care if I'm at the movies. I don't care if I'm walking around the mall. I'm not gonna be holding this phone or propping up this phone for no 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours? Y'all looking at me? I'm telling y'all, hold up, I'll be right back because I got to go use the restroom. Come on now. I might get on there and cook with you. I usually don't even do that. But I'm just saying, if I say, okay, I got to go hard for these hours, I might do 2 to 4. Like I tell you, I think the longest live I did was 6 hours. And that's because we was having a panel. And we was acting a fool. Y'all want to have a panel and act a fool? I'm going to have a panel. We're going to act a fool. Now, I can do 5-6 hours doing that every now and again. Y'all, last time I did that was about 3 years ago. I'm not, let alone talking about holding it live that many hours every day. 3 or 4 hours out of the day. Now, sometimes if you don't have a lot of people in your chat, yeah, you gotta stay on as long as you can. Sometimes late at night, I'll let my live, just run. But I'm talking about me being on there. Y'all, I'll be seeing somebody talking about, I'll be right back. They be going to use the restroom. And that's cool because you might start your live and no sooner you start the live, you gotta go use the restroom. I ain't, cool. But like I always say, listen, if I'm gonna be on there 6 hours, 4, 5, 6 hours every day, I'm going over there to Aldi. Joyette says, yes, let's do it. Yaquaba says, yeah, I had to take a break. Yeah, like I be needing a break. And sometimes these people that do it, every now and again, you'll miss them for like a week. They will take a break. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Some of them they'll take a break. But now, and I can see that. I can see you giving that real big push to get your watch hours. I ain't gonna lie. I can see that. But some people just do it every day. I mean, they've been doing it every day since I've known them. Or at least 3 or 4 days a week. Listen, if I gotta sit on there for 10 hours, 3 days out the week, that's 30 hours a week. That's 30 hours a week. I ain't gonna do that. I'm not doing it. I might give you like I said, 2.5 hours a day back to back. And I might give you an hour for, 5, 6, 7 days a week every day, But 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, we at the grocery store. We watching silent TV. We just chopping it up. We this. And next thing you know, we started at 2 in the afternoon and it's 10 o'clock at night. One of y'all tell me to sit my ass down, okay? One of y'all tell me to sit my ass down. Yaquaba says, I noticed at some churches, the preacher always at the building. I told them, y'all need to go home. They need to go home, Yaquaba. Joyelle says, if you were to touch that necklace, you had time for more than watch out. Look, Joyelle, I ain't trying to sit up at nobody penitentiary, okay? Not penitentiary. And I don't even see that necklace now. Somebody might have got it. Because I'm in the same area, y'all, and I don't even see it because it was shining. Now, it was shining bright. But I don't even see it now. It wasn't for me, Joyelle. It wasn't for me. But seriously, whoever it belonged to, y'all, I hope they came back and found it. Because I ain't going to lie to you. When I lost my necklace that night, y'all, that necklace was a gift. Ooh. Y'all, I was tore up. I'm talking about Joyelle. It's like I didn't even notice it at the event. And thank God it wasn't like a real huge event. It was kind of low key. Not a lot of kids, not a whole bunch of people. It was a school event for the adults in the community and for the parents. And anybody, interested or whatever, but it was probably 100 people there. And when I went back, it may have been 1 or 2 cars still there. It might have been 1 or 2 cars still there. And girl, I see listen, y'all look, when I pulled into the parking lot, I saw something glistening. Man, you talking about all I had to do, it was no need for me to speed up. Y'all, I sped over to that park that car. Because you know how like when you think you find something and you just know it's what you were looking for and it wasn't. Y'all, I was hoping it wasn't. I was hoping it wasn't something else. Man, I parked that car so quick, opened that door. and grabbed my necklace. And let me tell you, it was in a part of town that wasn't so, if somebody had found it, yeah, they was going to pick that one up. They were going to pick those diamonds up. That was a diamond necklace, and it was a gift. And if they had found it, they were going to pick it up. But I found it. So that's why when I saw that one, I was like, whoever this necklace belongs to, I hope they come back here even before they go into the store. Because, you know, it could have hung on to their clothing and fell off in the store somewhere. But I hope they come and park right back where they were and just follow their footsteps, you know. Because that's the best feeling in the world. I ain't gonna lie, when you lose something that's really valuable and you find it, especially under those circumstances, that's the best feeling in the world. Them girls gonna let man down, put in time out. Lawrence, somebody tied your yell out. Oh, I'm done. Run first, ask questions like show me what you yeah. Look, we're gonna be like this. We're gonna be like this. Look at that, y'all. Y'all playing with me. We done hit the target. Okay, we hit the target. We hit the target. The watch gives us the target of 10K. We hit the target. Okay? Let me make sure we hit the target. Let me see. But listen, it's not about the steps. All right? It's about how you feel. Okay? It's about how you feel. These people on here getting it twisted, trying to do all these steps to show out. And it's about how you feel. It's about how you feel. Yes, get up and make the steps. Yep. 10,014. An hour and 28 minutes. 10,014 steps in an hour and 28 minutes. Now, I'm good with that. I like that. I like that. I like that. You know, I like to try to, I try to get my 10K in. Usually it's probably like 12 to 15. But just on this walk, y'all, we had, don't y'all feel good? We had 10,000 steps in and within an hour and a half. See how I did that workout? I think y'all need to, I need y'all, look, y'all need to pay me. I'm finna do y'all like the other folks. Oh, I thought you said you seen something strange. Yeah, look, listen. Look, I would have took off, bro. If I saw something strange, look, we would have been flying, okay? We would have been flying. So an hour and 28 minutes. See, that's what happens when you start having fun. That's why I say, y'all, you can end up being on a live for 5 or 6 hours, not even intending to be, because you can just be having fun, right? You can be having fun. It's easy to do. It's easy to do. You could be on there like that. You could be really having fun. But to sit on a live 5, 6, 7 hours, 3, 4, 5 days back to back. Now, if they said you need to get those watch hours by a certain day and you don't have them, then heck yeah, live on there, sleep on there. But I'm talking about just the average day. People just on here every day. And I'm like, you know, to each his own. You never know. Sometimes people are lonely, you know. Sometimes people are lonely. Or sometimes people are just bored. Sometimes people are bored, and so they come on the live. And, you know, it gives them joy. Sometimes it gives them joy. Ushers lock the doors. Mad dog. Good joy. Joyelle says I'm crying. Yeah. Joyelle. Joyelle, you ain't gonna say that, is you? Joyelle says she gotta come hard. She gotta come hard. Lawrence and threw Marvin Sapp in here, y'all. Lock the doors. Lock the doors. I said lock the doors. 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 It's gonna be an all-nighter. Lock the doors. Lock the doors. We on this live. See, I guess I just got through saying we're not gonna do no 5, 6, 7 hour live. Lock the doors. Lock the doors. We're doing it. Lock the doors. We're doing it. Lock the door. Lock the door. Lock the doors. And y'all gonna sow. Y'all gonna sow into this live. We walk 10,000 steps. We walk 10,000. We walk 10,014 steps within an hour and under an hour and a half. 10,014 steps under an hour and a half. I expect to get $10,000. Lock the doors. Lock the doors. I need that. Lauren said I need that 20. Oh my gosh. Y'all too funny. We done acted up on here. Okay? We done acted up on here. I do got to get my watch out, so I need to quit tripping. I don't know, y'all. It be so, like, I don't know. It's like once you get your monetization, you get that goal, you be like, okay, I'm monetized. That's what I'm telling y'all, like I was saying earlier. These people, to get monetized, not everybody, y'all. It's definitely not everybody. Because you got some people who they're monetized, and they ain't never on here. They are never on here. But you got some who trying, and I guess it's their goal or whatever. They'll steal the damn white out of sugar. They'll steal the white out of rice. Let alone talking about stealing your content. They'll steal the white out of sugar. They'll steal the sugar from the cane. Okay? Like my granny used to say, they'll steal the sugar from the cane. They'll step on toes. They'll step on your feet. Okay? Your toes, your feet, and your nose. They'll step on all of it. If they feel like it's going to get them some watch hours and some subscribers. Quit doing that. What's for you is going to be for you. And then if you end up getting it because you stepped on somebody's toes, feet, and nose, you ain't going to reel in as much moolah as you think. You're really not. You're really not. Lock the doors. Y'all ain't locked them doors yet. I think Joyelle got out, Lawrence. Mad Dog, Joyelle, Yaquaba, all of them, they done got out. They got out. Y'all, I'm about to get my butt off here. I'm talking about going to work to make some extra coins. Man, I'm going to sit down just to get relaxed. And I'm going to want to sleep over and sleep in. I think so too. Joyelle, they said lights out. Joyelle going to bed. She had to hit that bunk. Well, she talking about something. We in the penitentiary. Why is Joyelle trying to get us locked up? They said lights out. Joyelle hit it. Good night, Lawrence. Love you too, bro. I love each and every one of you guys. Again, thank you for being here because you could have been anywhere else, but you decided to come over here and spend some time with me. Okay? I appreciate y'all. And we're going to do a panel, and we're going to see if we can go 6 hours, y'all. We're going to see if we can do 4. Because I'm telling you, 6. If we get on the panel and do 6 hours, we need our butts whooped if we don't go to work somewhere. Okay? Right, Lawrence, we did have a ball. We need our butts whooped if we don't go to work somewhere. You can get a job and work from home 2 or 3 days a week. You're going to sit on the live for 6, 7, 8 hours. But we're going to do it to have us some fun soon, okay? Thank you guys again. I appreciate y'all. Much love to y'all. Love each and every one of you guys. Y'all stay safe. Stay blessed, okay? Stay humble, okay? Don't let bother people bother you. Remember, don't let bother people bother you, all right? Don't let stress people stress you out. And if you find yourself in a misery lounge, grab your grip and go. Grab your bag. Grab your little crossbody bag, your little backpack. Grab your little luggage. You know how LeBron grabbed his little briefcase and walked out that meeting, out the press conference? Grab your stuff. GYGAD. GYGAG. Grab your grip and go. Okay? Bam, try to wait till she get home. Oh, yeah, I'm about to get in the car. I appreciate you, Quabba. I'm going to get off. I'm about to get in the car. I'm probably like 100 steps. Another 100 steps. Yep, I'm about another 100 steps. And I got my cousins over here, too. They looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, how long you going to be walking, girl? Lauren says, absolutely correct. You want us to wait till you get home? Oh, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm about to, y'all didn't hear. Y'all probably heard them a few minutes ago. Laughing. Telling me to come on here. Lauren says we're going to wait. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I'm about to hit the I'm gonna have to pick them up. They went inside the restaurant, y'all. Thank you, Quaba. Thank you, Lawrence. I appreciate y'all. They went inside the restaurant. What the heck? They better have me something to eat. I'm ready to go. I gotta go shower. Lawrence says, Shaquaba, great point. Yeah, y'all gotta shower. Y'all better come on. Okay, guys, I'm here. I'm waiting on them. I'm waiting at the car, waiting for them to one of my cousins went to the restaurant, y'all. Let me get in my the heck. He in the restaurant. Ain't this about nothing? Lauren said eat first. I ate right before I came out here. So when I go home now, I'm gonna get me some chocolate milk or something. Yeah, I'm gonna get me some chocolate milk. Yeah, my granddad would whip us if we left a sister outside by herself. Okay, that's how my granddad was too. My dad, my granddad, my great granddad. Yeah, they didn't play that. They didn't play that at all. You better wait on the girls, and if it's all girls, y'all better wait on each other. And if it's all boys, if it was all boys, they better wait on each other. And if you had one that was cutting up, granddad would be like, pick him up. Pick her up. Pick her up. Pick them up. They got to come. They got to come on. They didn't play that. Joyelle says my phone went dead. I was in the tub being goofy. Joyelle, we said you probably had while you trying to throw us in the penitentiary, they probably had you up in there and told y'all lights out. They probably had Joyelle was gone to bed, y'all. We said Joyelle was gone to bed. They said lights out. Joyelle, they had said lights out. I'm not driving over there. They better come on over here. They ain't walking distance to the house. They about to get left. See, hard-headed boys. Hard-headed boys. My brother and my cousin, my first cousin, y'all, they hard-headed. It's 3 of them. You know, it's the neighborhood homie you grow up with. That's just like your brother. Lawrence said always hard-headed boys. My granny said, y'all hard-headed boys are fast-tailed girls. You ain't in this house. By the time I say you in this house, you ain't going nowhere else. I thought about teaching a course there, but I don't trust me working in that space. Ooh, all them five. Lawrence, y'all listen, Joyelle. Y'all hear Joyelle? Y'all see Joyelle? Yes, Lawrence. Granny was right. Yep. Granny was right. And you know what? I think that made me be too strict with mine. Because I knew what we could sneak and do. My parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, they didn't play. But we still sneaked and did some things that to this day I wish I hadn't done. So I think that made me stricter. Which is not fair. Excuse me, y'all. That's not fair. That's not fair. You know, some parents let their kids get by with doing whatever. It's almost like they're co-parents. the kids are co-parenting themselves. But with me, I was a little bit too strict because I grew up with strict, not overly strict, but strict parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents. And guess what? We still sneaked. We still sneaked out and did not sneak. We didn't sneak out from home. We didn't do that. But we weren't always where we were supposed to be, right? We weren't always where we were supposed to be. So that made me stricter. And it's like, if they were supposed to be somewhere, especially now, you can be stricter. You can be stricter because of the cell phones and stuff, FaceTime and all that. Where you at? Let me see. I think that made me too strict. And that wasn't right. I mean, I don't think I would do anything differently. Maybe I'd be a little less strict. But, you know, it's like when you know what you did and you know how times are changing, but times stay the same. So some of the same trouble, excuse me, y'all, some of the same trouble you can get into. But, you know, you never know what your children's friends are. They present themselves as nice, kind, friendly, good kids, right? But you don't know which kid that you kind of trust is whispering what in your kid's ear. So the parents, the kids that our parents trusted most were the ones that helped us sneak, right? So I was strict. And stricter than I, looking back on it, hindsight is 2020. I was stricter than I should have been. I was stricter than I, now looking back, than I wanted to be. At the time, I didn't know I was stricter than I wanted to be. But looking back, you know, during that time, I didn't know. But looking back, I'm like, dang, I could have eased up a little bit. Because, like I said, it was easy. My kids grew up in a time where you could FaceTime, you could turn the phone around and stuff like that. You know, you could turn the phone around and stuff. But I know what I did. And I wasn't the worst kid. I wasn't, you know, hellraiser, but I know what I did. I know what my siblings did. I know what my cousins did. Lawrence says, Pride, sit down. I'm about to get in the car, Lawrence. I'm going to have to go scoop them up. They ain't coming. They looking right at me. They're at the ice cream. They're at the ice cream shop. I know my big sister was they was snitching. You probably they was snitching on you, bro. Listen. We didn't snitch on each other unless we got mad at each other. So when you knew you were doing something, now sometimes you have to be slick with it and not even tell your sisters and brothers, okay? The only ones gonna know is the only ones that you're doing the dirt with, right? The only ones that need to know are the ones that you're doing the dirt with. Sometimes you couldn't even tell your sister and brother, especially the younger ones. Like you're not gonna tell the real little ones, but the one that's like a year or two younger, and they feel like they can't go as much as you go. Man, look, they'll tell on you, or you make them mad, they'll tell on your butt. Julia says, I'm still not fully charged. Let me charge these devices. I love y'all. Love you too, sis. I'm about to get in the car because it looks like I'm going to have to go over here and scoop them up. Okay, yeah, I know, Joy. Yeah, thank you for coming back, sis. Your Kwaba says, yeah, they would snitch if I went in the fridge. Lauren says, bye, y'all. See y'all next chat. To the moon. Love y'all to the moon and back. Thank you, bro. Love you to the moon and back, too. Yes, y'all. I'm going to get out of here, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Peace, positivity, and prosperity, right? Because without peace, what? It's chaos. Without positivity, there's negativity. Wherever chaos and negativity live, you fail to prosper to your fullest potential. You guys know I want each and every one of you guys and your families, your kids, whoever is close to you to prosper to your fullest potential. So always look out for yourselves. Always look out for them. Y'all stay safe and stay blessed. Later, Bird. Bird, you're still here. Bird, I think I told you earlier. I don't know if you heard me. Uno put up a picture for you, Bird. And he has legs on the picture. Did you see it? He put up a picture for you, Bird, and he was in here looking for you like 2 times after that. Uno was in here looking for you, Bird. Thank you, Lawrence. I appreciate those hearts. And of course, those lions. The lions, okay? Of course, the lions. Uno, and then now, Uno should have been in here today. Thank you guys for those thumbs up. I appreciate you. Uno, no, he should have been in here today. Bird. Uno been looking for you, Bird. He came in here at least twice talking about, where's Bird? I was like, I don't know. I said, she'll probably come in. So you never did come in that one day. And then there was another day he came in here. He was like, did Bird see my picture? I said, I don't know. But as soon as I see Bird in the chat, Bird, I was going to have to ask you. I don't know where I was going to see you, but I was going to be like, Bird. Uno want to know, did you see him? I forgot. Jaquaba said she was a snitch. But he said he put the picture up for you, Bird, just so you could see it. And I asked him, was it still up? And he took it down. If I end up not going to work tomorrow and I walk about the same time, I hope he comes in here. If not, hopefully he'll be in here Monday. If y'all can catch me Monday, catch me Monday. And I hope Uno comes in here. Uno had me crying laughing. He wanted to know if you saw those legs. He said he put up a picture. I think he had his shorts on. He said, ask Bird, did she see my legs? Uno wasn't playing, buddy. All right, y'all. I'm about to get in this car. I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all.